Let's get to your last fight. You fought Kin Moy. It was a rematch of a fight that you actually lost the first time. What how much did it mean to you to get that loss avenged?
It meant a lot, man. I was very emotional after I won because he beat me before, and I felt how good he was, and but I realized that he really didn't beat me last time. It was a really close fight, but I wasn't myself at that time. And I was still a young fighter, and I actually, not many people know the story. I've told it maybe once, but I took that fight on short notice because I needed the money. I took it on 2 weeks' notice.
Uh-huh.
I needed the money. My uncle was passing away from cancer. I had no money to get up to Rhode Island, because I knew he was passing away to go see him. So, sad to say, but everything worked out because I fought. I made some money. My uncle passed away while I was there,
Oh,
so I got to
sorry to hear
stay
that.
for the funeral and everything. Yeah, this was about 4 years, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all good. But that night that Kinmoy won, he only fought the 50% of Andre. You know what I mean? My last fight, he got 100%, and everybody saw what happened. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you knocked him out in the beginning of the second round. I noticed in the
yep,
first fight, it seemed like, as you said, you took the fight on short notice. I definitely believe that because you were controlling the first half of the fight. You clearly won the first round.
he just
you're
gassed out,
you're
right?
on your way to winning the second round, and about I
Yeah,
would say about 2 minutes left, maybe a minute and a half. It seemed like he ended up getting it. You kind of got stuck on bottom. He ended up getting on top control. Then the next two rounds, it seemed like your gas tank was shot. But this
yep,
last fight, it seemed like you. The first fight you used a lot of wrestling. This last fight you seemed like you were being very patient, landing your shots. You did a
yep,
lot of combinations, and then you finished them off in the second round with a beautiful knockout. Um,
yeah. Thank you.
is that something that it was that a game plan you're going in to stand up more than you did last time? Because you had a lot of success in the wrestling in the first match, or were you trying to like
Yeah,
surprise him?
yeah.
Were you trying to surprise him coming out with more striking game?
No, at the end of the day, I'm a striker. And I had no game plan for that last fight. I wasn't really a part of the team. I just moved down here. You got to just because you're allowed to train with a big team like the Black Zillions or something. That doesn't mean you have their respect. That doesn't mean that the
Sure.
coaches care about you. That doesn't mean teammates like you. So I was. It took me about a year and a half, 2 years to just ease in my way and gain some respect.
Hmm.
And like people knowing my name. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I had a lot of insecurities, man. And I went in there, and I just I was just like, yo, I'm just gonna run through him, and that's what I thought I would do. Take him down, keep him there, finish him, submit him, ground and pound. Because I was running through everybody.
Yeah.
I was finishing everybody, in the first or second round before I fought him. So, I'm gonna make this quick cash because I need it, and you know what I mean. And I usually never think like that, but when you're desperate for money, you
Sure.
you do crazy things like that. And I did that. I have no shame. It's all good. I learned a lot from that fight. And the wrestling, I don't know where it came from, man. I'm naturally a good wrestler,
Uh huh.
you know, but because I'm so athletic and I get it. I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
But I'm not a wrestler. I had never wrestled a day in my
You never
life.
wrestled in high
You know
school
what
or
I
anything
mean?
like that.
So, I'm gonna stop that shit. Like, I'm a striker, man. If people decide to stand up with me the whole fight, they're gonna get knocked out.
They're
They're
gonna get
gonna,
knocked out. Okay.
even decide to stand with me for 2 minutes and your striking is not that good, you're gonna get knocked out. I mean, look at Cody.
Yeah.
He tried standing up with me. He was taking me down. He trying to take me down the whole fight. I was stuffing it. But the thing is, the reason he lasted was because he's a tough kid that can take a beating. You know,
Yeah.
and his game plan was just try to take me down. So I was on the defense. Even though I was doing a lot of damage, I was on the defense for most of the part. But
Sure.
but he tried to stand with me for at least 1 minute straight, and he got knocked out. So if you have good stand up, if you think you have good stand up, then all right, you could try to stand with me. At the end of the day, you're gonna get hurt. But if you know in your heart that you're a wrestler or a jiu-jitsu guy, don't even try to stand up with me
Yeah.
because it's gonna end up bad for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just like I told you, when I looked at myself in the mirror that one day, and I was just like, I'm not gonna ever beat myself again. It was just a whole game changer for me in practice
Sure.
and the way I carry myself. And and in the fights.
All right, let me transition to your next fight. As far as I know, you're not scheduled for a fight yet.
No, I'm
Okay.
not.
All right. Do you have a plan when you like to fight?
I like to fight soon. Maybe February, March.
Okay. Is there a certain opponent you're looking at you'd like to fight?
Nope. I've never called anybody out. I've
Okay.
never had my eye on anybody. You know, everybody has their eye on me
Of
though.
course, you're the champ.
But yeah, well, even before that, people hate on me, man. I got the swagger. I got the fans. Um, People know that if they beat me, then they're coming up. Not only in MMA but in life. so,
So let me just jump in for a second. Has CES ever um offered you people like give you like, hey, here's option A, B, or C, and let you choose, or is it
yeah,
always just okay?
of course, they're like, they give me people, and they say, hey, we'd like to fight you, this guy, and I just say yes, man.
But
I
they
have a
ne-
management team, of course, that
yeah.
negotiates for me. But me, I tell my managers, I say, yeah, yeah, whoever. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
whoever Pat Sullivan matches me up with, and you can ask him yourself, I've never said no.
Yeah, I just didn't know if he gave you like, hey, you
Yeah.
can fight A or you
But
can
now that I'm the
fight B.
champ, now that I'm the champ,
Yeah.
I can call the shots a little bit now. You know
So
what I mean?
so okay, so let's call it. Let's do have a little fun here. We'll play a little matchmaker. We'll be Pat Sullivan for a second.
Oh,
Uh,
here we go.
okay,
Don't put
no,
me on
let's
the
do it. Let's do
spot.
it. How about? I mean, there's two fights that I really like to see. Obviously,
Okay.
is the guy you just fought, Kid Moy. How about finish up the trilogy? Just kind of get that out of the way. Or the other one I was looking at is your last fight. You lost to Brian Keller. I'm assuming that's a fight you'd want back.
All right. All right. Fair enough. All right. So with Ken Moy, why?
No,
Why?
I'm just
Like,
thinking finish up the
no,
trilogy. He,
I'm just saying. But why? Like everybody saw the first fight. It was pretty close, and you saw the second fight, and Ken Moy was sleeping. You know what I mean?
uh-huh.
And why? Like, I'm not gonna just give him fights. Like, you gotta work your way back up
Okay, all right.
and
Yeah, I mean,
earn
you're the
the
champ.
title with me.
I mean, you're the champ. You call the
And
shots. I
and
just, I
and,
just figured get
and
the trilogy out
Kelleher?
of the way.
No, 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 that's fine, bro. Yeah, I know that. I know that. But he if it was 5 rounds in a war in a good fight, yeah, I'll do it. But not if I knocked you out in 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna just give you another title shot.
Sure. Okay.
And Brian Kelleher, yeah, I mean, he didn't make weight last time though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I
Like,
mean,
when he beat me,
that's
he
obviously an
was
issue.
four, he was 3, 4 pounds over. This guy, Brian Keller, he trying to tweet to Sean Shelby to the UFC. Oh, give me a shot. I beat Andre. Blah blah blah. Him and his friends and his family. I mean, but he takes fights at 135. But
Yeah.
He already plans ahead that he's not going to make weight.
Uh-huh.
You get what I'm saying? So he'll
Sure.
he'll he'll be like, yeah, I'll fight at 35. But all the time, not just my fight. He'll just go in at 140, 139,
And that,
138.
and not cutting that
You
extra
know?
couple pounds. That makes a huge difference. It's those
I
last
I
two
mean,
2 or 3 pounds that sucks the guy's cardio
hey
out.
man, it takes me 2 hours to get a half a pound off of me, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A
Sure.
half a pound off of me. That's a lot of work on my body, on my mind. But I do it because I'm a champion. I'm a real fighter. I'm honorable. I'm a respectful fighter. Brian Kelleher, he's not. He goes in there. He beats up guys when he doesn't make weight, and he thinks that he belongs in the UFC. No, that's not how it works, man. And if I knew that beforehand, I wouldn't even took the fight. But of course I'm gonna take the fight. I'm a fighter, you know. But yeah, that's the story behind that. He didn't make weight, so I would fight him again. I'll knock his ass out, but he better make weight.
Yeah.
End of story.
And the story. So if
You know?
he doesn't make weight, you don't want that. You're not gonna take that fight. Forget it.
No, that's
Okay.
stupid.
Definitely. I mean,
That's
I don't.
bad on my part.
I don't
Yeah.
blame it. I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right?
At least call the promoter the day ahead. Or say, hey, I can't make it. Can we do a catch weight? But this guy just plans. He just shows up to the weigh-ins and he knows that he's overweight. He doesn't even try to cut the last couple pounds, and he weighs in like it's no problem. Like that's bullshit to me, bro.
All right. So
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. You've talked about the UFC. I want to get right to the UFC. There's this big push. We just had Jimmy Rivera on last week. Brian Carey drops out. They're looking for a fight with Jimmy Rivera, and right away, one of the first names I see out on Twitter, people throwing is everyone say, "Hey, let's get Andre in there. Andre would take that fight." Your team was pushing it, management team too. I mean, I saw people everywhere. My tour was blowing up. There was like a movement for Andre to go
Yeah.
in. Obviously, I'm assuming you obviously want that. You want to jump in there, jump in with a guy that we personally have ranked in our top 10 rankings. UFC has top in their 10 rankings. Is this something, an angle we're going to be seeing that anytime someone needs an opponent at 135, you're like, hey, UFC, I'm the guy. I'll take that fight. Short notice,
Oh,
3 days,
yeah,
4 days notice.
absolutely. Absolutely. That's that's my ultimate goal. If I make it to the UFC, I'm not only achieving a goal of mine, but I'm making history for all the Laos people. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Because my background is Laotian. There's never been a Laos person signed in the UFC. You know what I mean?
sure.
And
So you think there'll be a
I
whole
would be the
fan base
first.
backing you up?
I would be the first in history. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
huge, man.
Yeah. No. I.
So of course I'm still going for that, and um, I'm not just taking a fight just to get into the UFC. I honestly believe that I am there with the top 10 guys.
Sure.
I train with top 10 guys every day,
Yeah. Of
not just in
course.
the bantamweight class, but in the featherweight class, in the lightweight class, in the welterweight class, and the list just goes on. I train with the top 10 guys in different weight classes in the world every single day. That's why I have so much belief that I can hang in with the bantamweight top 10 class. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear you. Now, did the UFC contact you at all through that, or?
You know what? After I won my Kinmoy fight, I really thought that I was gonna sign with the UFC
Uh-huh.
because I was hearing a lot of things from other views, like
Sure.
that was on the Black Zillions team, but like well-known people, and they were just feeding it to my head, like you win this fight, you're in, Andre. We got you. We're talking to Sean Shelby.
Sure.
I don't know if it was bullshit. I don't know if it was the truth, but all I know is nothing happened. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So I'm done believing other people. I'm gonna go out and get mine. I'm gonna stick to my management team.
Uh huh.
Um, you know, and I'm just gonna keep pushing for it. I mean, we keep in contact with Sean Shelby. I talked to Sean Shelby. He
Okay.
knows who I am. I don't know what he's waiting for. I just saw he signed another bantamweight. You know,
Yeah.
but I don't. I really don't know what he's waiting for. I don't know what the UFC is looking for.
Sure.
But I think that would be a great fit, a great asset to the UFC. But it's at the end of the day, it's what the man upstairs has planned for me, and it's what the UFC wants. So if they really don't want me, I'm open to other contracts too. Bellator came in and gave me a good contract.
Yeah. Going to
Maybe I'll go with
Bellator.
Bellator.
Okay.
If CES is offering me the money that they can offer me, why not? I'll just stay with CES. At the end of the day, like I don't, I I'm a prize fighter. I can't do this for free. I can't do this for
Sure.
pennies anymore.
Sure.
I'm worth more than that. And if you ever been to one of my fights, I fill the place up.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
blessed with a
yeah.
lot of fans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, um,
And, and worth more.
so would you?
And I see a yes for that because there are local shows still. So I'm not expecting that.
Sure.
That's why think that I belong in the big leagues because I have the talent, I have the skills, and I have the market. You know what I mean?
Now, are you under contract with CS for multiple fights, or is it one fight at a time, or how does that work?
Nope. I'm open with it. CS knows I'm open with it. I'm on a one fight contract.
Okay, so they
You
know
know?
that at any time a UFC or a Bellator or World Series of Fighting, Ryzen, one of
Yeah.
these
I mean,
organizations.
they want me. They want me to get there. I truly believe that Pat Sullivan, Jimmy Birchfield, we've had our disagreement, but at the end of the day, you know, um, they want to see me succeed because I will always represent CES if I were to go to the UFC or Bellator. They'll be proud to send me up there. They'll be proud to see me there
Yeah.
because they basically gave me my whole career fighting for CES.
Well, I mean, I know they've already done that with other guys like a Rob
Yeah.
Font
Yeah.
and guys like
Exactly.
this. They've kind of promoted, hey, this is our guy, John Howard, different guys like this.